was yours, you were mine, but it's time to say goodbye. Didn't know that the honeymoon's just a phase. Now I understand, I learned it firsthand with you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I am so excited about this PR unboxing. As you can see, these are Melody Susie gel polishes, and they heard me in my last video, and I was like, if they send me gel polishes, you know I can't resist. So they did give me the opportunity to pick 3 of these gel polishes from their Makartt collection, and they are perfect for spring. The pink and the green are gorgeous pastels, which you'll see here in a minute. And then I also chose red because that is a color that I wouldn't normally choose, and I don't really have a good red. So I was like, you know what, I'll give this a try. Let's check out the quality of these gel polishes, because I'm kind of to the point where I want to start purchasing things like quality over quantity. And I saw some of their other colors of gel polish, and I was like, oh, I definitely want some of these for sure. So I'm really glad that I got to try them before I go ahead and purchase more. I don't know. I just kind of want to get to where I have a couple of main brands that I like to use, and then that's really it, instead of just buying a bunch of random things off of Amazon. So I also like the fact that they have the names here on the almost like D&D gel polishes, very similar. I love when brands do that, because then it makes it very clear where the colors are, and you can easily see the numbers and things like that. And this formula is amazing. Like, I cannot get enough of this formula. It is very, very nice. You can see here in the bottle that it is just so gorgeous. I really, really love this pink as well. It's a very highly requested color. So here are the ingredients, and the directions do say that you want to give it a cure for at least 60 seconds. So I will definitely be doing that, which is my typical cure time. And then how all of their contact information, depending on where you reside in the world. And yeah, so very, very nice boxes. I like the hollow vibe. I like the matte silver on the bottles. Again, when you see me swatch these, I will be swatching these here in a moment, and you will see exactly how the pigment moves. Like, they're literally my favorite kind of consistency. So they're not super thick. They are a little bit on the runnier side, but honestly, it's a really good mix between being too thick or too thin. And the way that pigment and gel polishes moves through consistency like that is just absolutely wonderful. I also wanted to give them a mention. So I'll do that here in a second, talk about that here in a second. But that green is called Spring Goddess, and it is such a gorgeous color. And I picked these colors specifically for the design I wanted to do. So back to the honorable mention. I did not have to use 2 coats on these. So historically, I am always like, yep, I'm going to use 2 coats no matter what. It doesn't matter what brand it is. I am always doing 2 coats of gel polish. But when I swatch these polishes, just look how amazing they are. Like, they are just going on so smooth. They're self-leveling right away. And I did not have to do more than 2 coats. Like, this 1 coat, by the time I'm done, is just, they're literally like breathtaking, and they're really, really nice to work with. The only thing I would mention is that since they aren't very thick, which is fine, you do want to cure them as soon as you can when you're done using your gel polish, whatever you're doing, whether it's nail art and things like that, because I left them sitting in the lamp while I finished the other 2 colors. And so this pink and then the red that I do next, they did kind of pool around the sides of the swatch stick a little bit. So when that happens, of course, you can always flip your hand upside down, but I already had them in the lamp. So The other thing I wanted to apologize for today is my very crusty fingernails. You can see I have gloves on now, but I've had Gellac nails on now for about a week actually, and I have no idea what design to do over them. I should have just done this design that I chose to do in today's video on my actual nails because it is so adorable, and I've been wanting to try it for a really long time. And so when I saw the colors that I got to choose from, I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. So I have been seeing this design all over Instagram and all over like everywhere. And then I saw Nails Slayed by Val do it. Oh, TikTok. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, and Nails Slayed by Val. And I was just like, I have to do it. I want to do this design. It's so cute. And so I'm really glad that I also got this opportunity for PR, because now I also get another opportunity to use Melody Susie's stuff that they sent me from my previous PR, which is the gift box. So go ahead and check out that video as well if you enjoy this video. But they sent me over a box of amazing goodies, and so I got to use a lot of those in these videos. So oh my gosh, I cannot get over this Spring Goddess color, you guys. It is like a neon pastel. Like, that's like the easiest way to explain it. Like, if you know, then you know. I don't know. I don't know if you're watching my videos. We love doing nail stuff here. So thank you very much if this is your first time to my channel. And I don't beg people to stay, but if you want to stay, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you can watch my videos when I post them. I try to be as thorough and explaining things as possible. And as always, everything will be linked down below in my description box. So, and also don't forget, I am an affiliate with Melody Susie now, and you can definitely use my code to save 12% off. And it does work. I did try it on the website myself just to make sure. And I haven't purchased anything. I just went on and tried it. So yeah, it is. I don't know. I was really excited though. Like I mentioned, when I do PR, I try to stay or stick with the same brand, everything. Of course, there are a couple of things in this video, like I didn't have a nude gel polish, but they do have a really pretty gel polish called Tiramisu on their website that I really want to get. Like, I love that color. And then here I am. These are the nail tips that I got in the gift box as well. And I was really excited to use these. So I did keep them, like I mentioned in that video. And I am just sizing them out. So you could see a size 0 went like way over my thumb. So if you have wider thumbs, these are actually really nice nail tips. And I also like the way that they just kind of naturally fit around the cuticle. But I am going to show you a little bit of the prep process and how I prep my press-ons, because my thumb is very square at the cuticle area, but the rest of my fingers are round around my cuticles. As I have in making press-ons for other people, I have noticed that as well. Like, they do not have square cuticles on all of their fingers. And it honestly doesn't matter what brand of press-ons that you purchase. To some extent, you will probably have to, since everybody's nails are different, customize them a little bit. So I finally got everything sized out, and I'm just putting everything on my press-on stands here. I got these press-on stands off of Amazon. And then, of course, I'm going in. I know my Melody Susie file is a little roughed up. I understand. But this one is the one that I specifically use only for press-ons. But it has lasted me a few sets of press-ons now. And I really love these files. Like, I really love them. Definitely want to order more. And when I was on their website checking some things out, I saw these really cool like red and black files. Like, they're really awesome. I want to try some of those out as well. But this is what I was talking about, where I'm kind of rounding out the cuticle area so it'll fit. And it just makes overall for a more comfortable fit. And you will see that in the end, how well they fit naturally, or more naturally around the cuticle, rather than looking like, you know, square press-ons in photos and things like that. And it just makes them a little more comfortable to wear. But like I mentioned, you probably have to do that with a lot of brands. I also forgot to record what they all look like together initially. So I'm doing that here. And this is where you can kind of see, like, there's that little pooling on the edge there a little bit. But they're swatch sticks, so I didn't really care. I didn't want to fix them, and I didn't feel like doing a second coat. So there you have it. If you're doing swatches, I would just recommend curing them one at a time. You also kind of saw me run my finger over the swatch stick, and that is to see if it cured with no wipe or with a tacky. It wasn't like super or extremely tacky. It was actually pretty smooth, and it wasn't, yeah, really tacky. So now that I went in and buffed out my nail tips with that little white buffer that you saw. And now I am using these Melody Susie lint-free wipes to just wipe off the excess dust. I also brush the dust off with a dust brush or a nail dust brush before I wipe them off. And as you could see, it did not tear or anything else. Like I did 20 nails, I cleaned 20 nails, and it's still very well intact, and yeah, really nice. So since I did paint them the nude with a different brand along with the white, I did do that off of camera. So I prepped that, and then I went in and I did Frenchies on the solid nails, and then I left one of them white for this design. So this is the strawberry basket nail design, and I just think they're so adorable, so I had to try it. And which is why I chose these three colors. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of this pink on my palette, and then I'm going to go in and start doing the line work with a 20mm brush. So I love 20mm brushes. They also have a lot of times like a 25mm in some of the brush kits that you can get. And I really, really, really like this length of a brush, especially when doing line work. And since these press-ons are pretty long, they seem like XL square tips. So I felt like these square tips were perfect for this design as well, because you can really get a lot of design on square nail tips. So yeah, this is another reason why I chose to go with this design. And I just fell in love with these colors. So when you are doing line work on nails, I highly recommend just completely going through with the line, even if the line isn't very thick or you feel like you're going to run out of gel polish by the time you get to the end of the line. Whatever the case may be, just follow through with your brush completely. So after I did the first couple of lines, this is the first nail that I did, and I didn't really like it. So thankfully I had the other side was already blank, and I could just wipe off that one line. And then I go in and I start from the bottom of the tip and work my way up for this line. So that way they're even, right? So I wanted them off-centered, and they are basket weave nails. So these lines don't have to be perfect, but I like them to be almost perfect. If that makes sense. But I just like them to look nice. So for the lines that go across the nail, I did the first one all the way across. Now, I was really brave here, and I did not cure the lines, the straight lines that I heard, the vertical lines I already did on the nail. So as I'm going in with the horizontal lines, I did the first one completely across the entire thing, and then you'll see I kind of change it up a little bit, and I go through and I just kind of make like little lines down the center of the nail. And I also wanted to mention, like, if you need to add thickness to your line or you want to add a little bit more color, I always I make sure to clean off my brush, or make sure that it's not like super thick on my brush, and just kind of start in the middle of the line and then drag your gel polish where you want it to go, so that it can, you know, thicken up the entire line and not just the one area that you put it in, or look a little weird if it has like an extra drop of gel polish like in the middle of the line. The middle of the line super thick and the sides are super thin and things like that. So yeah, just a little tip. But I really, really love the way that these applied. I mean, you can see I knew with how pigmented that they were when I swatched them that they were going to be perfect for this as well. So I'm probably going to be going in and out of the video as I explain the design, and you're going to see me also mention, you know, I'll mention when I'm using something else that I got in my Melody Susie gift box. But for now, it's just kind of like doing the lines and so on and so forth.
You should have loved me better. Should have loved me better, 'cause we might still be.
So here are what all of the nails are looking like together when I finally got all the lines applied. So this nail art is actually quite simple, but of course it took a while because I did it on 20 nails because I'm doing a press on set. And like I mentioned in my last video, I always do a set of 20 nails for my initial designs. Like if it's not for somebody and I don't know what their specific sizes are. So yeah, I always just do 20 pieces, and that is what took the longest for this set. So now I'm kind of going in with strawberries, and I'm not kind of, I am going in and creating the strawberries. And so this part is pretty easy, and you can see that I'm using a dotting tool. And so what I love about using a dotting tool to do, like, strawberries are not a perfect triangle, right? So I didn't want to use a nail art brush because they don't have to be perfect. I just kind of wanted to get the general shape of a strawberry. And so you can kind of push your gel polish around with your dotting tool, and I just kind of start in the middle and then I work my way out. So that way, you know, you're not making it too big and so on and so forth. And you can just go ahead and use your dotting tool to pick up as much as you need and move it around. And if it seems kind of thin in one area, you can get another daub of gel polish and put it right in the middle and then push it out, or at least I do. Again, so it doesn't pool up where you don't want it to. And here I'm just showing you that when your gel polish gets low and you're constantly moving your dotting tool around in your gel polish, it's going to start creating like a bunch of air bubbles if you don't add more to the palette. So when I get low and I don't want to refill it because I really don't need a lot more gel polish, I just kind of move in one simple stroke in the paint to pick it up. So that way you're not creating a bunch of air bubbles that will ultimately show up in your design. So here's another tool that I use that I got in my gift box. So I got 3 of these Kolinsky like little nail art brushes, and I thought they would be perfect to do the green. So it is a little bit hard to see the green in the video, but in person you can definitely see it. And again, it's just so bright. Like I mentioned, like a neon pastel green. This color is just amazing. Like I really, really, really love this color. And so yeah, when I saw it in my list of options, I was like, you know, I don't usually go for green, but it is really perfect for this time of year. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that when I was doing the strawberries, going over the lines, like the pink lines, it did cover the pink. And again, because it's very highly pigmented, and it also, I mean, you can kind of see where it dips down a little bit, but I knew I was going to be going in with these stems. And so it just kind of covered it up. So very carefully, I took this little, very, very thin nail art brush and started going over the strawberries with the seeds. And this, I was trying to be very meticulous with this. The first nail I did not turn out great, and so I had to wipe it all off completely. So I was like, I don't even want to record until I know exactly how I want to do it and what I'm doing. So I didn't waste a bunch of space on my phone. But yeah, like this took quite a while again, because of course there's like multiple, at least 3 strawberries on each nail. And 3 times 20 alone is like 60 strawberries. And then I have these 2 or 4 nails that are like full of strawberries. So yeah, it was a lot of work. It was just really tedious, but it is pretty easy. And I'm just using the very, very tip of that brush to make those little dots. But I wanted the dots to be a little elongated as well, because then that made it look like actual strawberry or like seeds on strawberries, because they're not perfectly round. But I think it would be cute if you just did them as little polka dots. Now that I think about it, I really love polka dot nails as well. But then I took this green goddess to give it more of a chance to shine, and went around the cuticle. And then once I have this cuticle, I'm not going to cure it. Once I have this line how I like it, and again, you didn't have to do like perfect Frenchies because you're going to be going around them, but I just like it to, if you do your Frenchies really well initially, then going around that line makes it a lot easier. So it's not really bumpy up against the white. And then of course I went in with this little like lace pattern. I didn't put the dots in the middle or anything, but I just thought this lace pattern was so cute. And if you don't have a good Frenchie, then this part will look a little bit off. it will be very obvious that your nail is not even. And so, yeah. So I just always try to make sure to do everything as good as possible to make the nail look very nice and not like all off-centered and things like that. So here is the nail art. It's finally complete. It was a lot. So in my last video, I also showed you these nail charms, and this was actually, I recorded this video first, but because I knew exactly what I wanted to do for this set. So I went ahead and picked out the strawberries that I wanted to use. I did not use that many, but I considered using a lot of them. Initially, like I wanted to do more than that, but then I didn't want to cover up all of this nail art that I just did, right? This is really, really cute nail art. So, of course, I'm going in with my favorite rhinestone glue. I like this one in the squeeze tube more. I think it holds the charms very well. And yeah, it's just my go-to. I use it all the time. But I'm going to put a very, very big blob like right in the center of that Frenchie. And the reason why is because I want the rhinestone glue to seep around the actual charm. So I also found these bow charms. I actually got them from a mix off of TikTok seller, and so just picked them randomly out of a mix. I don't have anything to link for these, unfortunately, but they were very cute. They were a different style of bow that I hadn't seen before. And then in the same mix, I also found these really cute little bows. And so, yeah, I have so many different varieties of like bows, and I just keep buying more. And I'm like, why do I do that? I just think bows are really, really cute as well. So it's the perfect touch to a set like this. So I just did this little one here because then about halfway down the nail, I'm going to go in with one of those big strawberries. And again, I'm just going to put a really big dollop of rhinestone glue on the nail. So that way, when I put the strawberry on, it seeps around. Like you'll see me kind of push it down. So that way the rhinestone glue works its way around the strawberry and underneath where it kind of sticks up over the nail, because they're not, with the bigger charms, that's one of the things that I kind of don't like about them, is that they don't go around the nail very well. They just stick out on the sides depending on what type of nail you're putting them on. So again, I'm really glad that I chose, or that they provided in that gift box, these square nail tips, because it's easier for charms to lay flat on them rather than stick out too much. But there is another way that I also secure my charms, which you'll see here in a second. So for the initial gluing of the rhinestones, I use the tube. And then to secure them either further, I use the wand, right? So I go in with a smaller glue and just go around the stones or the charms, especially the bigger ones. And sometimes I just take a big drop and like put it down where these charms like really hang over, and then I'll smooth it out, because I don't want it to also look like really bumpy around the charm when I go ahead and add my top coat. So for this set, I did choose to use a matte top coat instead of a shiny top coat. I think it will look gorgeous either way, but I really, really, really love the matte top coat look on these. So we are nearing the end of the video, so I want to thank you all, of course, so much for being the best part of my channel, and thank you so much to Melody Susie for reaching out again and giving me the opportunity to review more of their products. I really love these gel polishes, and you guys like definitely need to check these out. They are genuinely a one coat polish, which sometimes is really hard to achieve, and these just turned out so cute. So I hope everyone enjoyed today's video, and I am going to hop off here, and I will see you in my next one.
When the moon started to become blue, oh, so I surrendered, 'cause I couldn't see things getting better. So in the afternoon, did what I could do. Now you're in my review, yeah. Oh, hasn't always been this wrong or this bad, but after some time I realized and I were in the match. You should have loved me better, should have loved me better, 'cause we might still be together before we split up. Always believed we would never, till the afternoon, till the afternoon. That was when the moon started to become blue. Oh, so I surrendered, 'cause I couldn't see things getting better. No, in the afternoon, in the afternoon, in the afternoon, in the afternoon. Did what I could do, now you're in my review. Yeah. Ooh, no turning back, so we know